Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion and this is the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. Today is June 18th in the AM. This is Cotton Candy Chapstick. I picked it at random. What is the Crazy Troll Nation and why do I call my channel the Crazy Troll Nation? The crazy is just because sometimes I'm wacky. The crazy, seriously, well, that was being serious too. If you do videos, enjoying the videos you do, and even if you don't do videos, enjoying your time on YouTube, enjoying the channels that you watch. That's the crazy part. Just having fun, knowing it's okay to be your authentic self, and to know that you are amazing and that people will love you for it. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or even a certain technique. Use whatever you want to use to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we are about self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Self-acceptance and self-love. Loving yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. You friggin' rock. I do use foul language on my channel sometimes because I do curse in real life sometimes. If this is your first time here, welcome. I appreciate you clicking on my video to watch. If you're one of my riders, you've been here, you know I appreciate each and every one of you. This video is my first member request. I did do a membership and one of the features is you get to submit requests and I will do them, and it will be your video because it is something that you specifically asked me to do. And also with that, I do member only community posts just for us to communicate on, you know, what it is that you want to see, and also with scheduling and things like that. And so that's one of the perks. The other perk is just if you just want to further support my channel, because it does go back into the channel. I used to think that was such crap when people say that, but it is really true. So whatever does come in, it will be put toward, you know, future purchases or makeup for a specific request, you know, just things like that that I do over here that I've been doing, and it does help me out a lot. And if you don't want to join, there's also super thanks, which is a one-time thing you can do if you choose to. So enough about that. So when I YouTube guides you through all the things, and so I was doing almost all the things, and one of the things was to do a post that would be your member only post, and once someone joined, it would convert over to member only versus just a public post. And so I did the post, and like 2 minutes later I received notification that Sandy, hey girl, that Sandy wrote a comment that said, am I the #1 troll or something like that. And I'm thinking, what is she talking about? Because it was just a notification, so I didn't know like what she had commented on. So in my mind I'm like, what is she talking about? And then I'm like, don't tell me she saw that post already. Like, it was literally like 2 minutes later, if that long. So my heart started pounding. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this really happened. And so thank you, Sandy. This is Sandy's video. And it just so happened that she had gave suggestions on looks to do with the Salem Cosmetics Forest Heart Palette. And she had said almost anything in rows, well, these are columns, or rows or diagonals would look, and even the corners would be nice looks. And so when I was looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, maybe. But as I looked at it more, I thought, you know what? I think Sandy is right. I will link her Instagram below. So along with perks is you get a shout out. If you do videos, I will have your channel link below. If you are on YouTube and Instagram, I'll put both of those links below. So this is Sandy's video. And when I sat down and looked at the palette, I ended up writing out like 14 looks. And I'm like, damn, that's a lot of freaking looks. I'm only going to do 13 because I'm wanting to use other palettes. I've been using this palette for over a week, and I do one look on one eye, and you'll see all that in the video, so I'm not going to talk too long about what you will see, but this is just the introduction. And to thank you, Sandy, for being my first member. I was just like, what? Because we do things and we're just like hoping people see the vision and they want to join and they want to, you know, further support more than you already do just by watching, which is amazing. And so I am glad that all of you are here. But I was looking at this and I'm just like, so I've been working it. And what I can say, I did sit down and I just added up how many times after this final look, which will be look number 13 with this palette. I did sit down and add up after we finish look 13 how many times we will have used each shade. Tree Frog will have used 4 times, Dusk 4 times, Mushroom 3 times, Whimsical 3 times, Timberland twice, Wings will have used 4 times, Moth 4, Enchanting 4, Firefly 3, what is this shade? Morning Dew 3 times, Amethyst 4, Toadstool 4, Twilight 4, Heartfelt 5, and Evergreen 3 times. And I'm like, y'all, this palette needs a nap. I have been working it. And so thank you again, Sandy, for that, because looking at this, it's just like, okay, you'll get a purple look like the first 2 looks I did. One was what I call like a fun look. I just kind of mixed it up and I forget which columns I did or what colors I picked. But for the second look, I used the remaining shades I hadn't used, and it turned out to be monochromatic because it was like the pinks and the purples. And so I was really just like, okay, you're going to get a pink or a purple or a green or, you know, a bluish or just a neutral type look. But y'all, the looks that you're going to see, this is what happens when you submit a request these days. It does work me, but it's a lot of fun because I know somebody specifically wants to see it. And the video is specifically for you because you requested it. And so we're going to jump into this video. Hey YouTube, today is early morning, June 12th. Tillamook mint chocolate chip ice cream flavored and scented lip balm. Today's look, we're going to use this column and this column. One eye, the other eye, and we're just going to get into it. Toadstool. This could be an easy one and done. Line your lower lash line, put on mascara, liner on your upper lash line, and this could be it. Mushroom. Using the tip of the brush to blend. Same with this look. Put the same shade underneath lower lash line. Put a liner on your upper lash line and put on mascara. This can be done. Unless this type of shade makes you look like you have pink eye. But if not, easy one and done. I'm winging out my shadow per a request. So that's what this is about. And yes, I am past my comfort zone here. Dusk. That's going to go on the lid. I'm taking this up into the transition area, but not covering where we have our blend from that first shade. And the same for the outer corner. Twilight. This is going to go on the center of the lid. We're going back with the first shade without adding additional color to it. And we're just going to feather inward. Moth. That's going to go up here, our upper transition area. And we're also going to feather outward and actually around where we did the wing. So upper transition, over the wing, and around the wing. For this eye, we're going to take that same brush with the first shade, still not adding any additional shadow to it. And we're just going to just lightly go back and forth just to bring that shade up just a little bit higher. I am not putting a transition shade per se up here like how we did this one. So that's why we're just bringing this up, whatever's left on the brush, just taking it up a little bit further, not adding more because we don't want it dark. We're going to take NYX Retractable Eyeliner, and this is deep purple underneath our lower lash lines on both sides, and we are going to bring that out here as well on both sides. We're going to take Dusk, and we're going to put that lower lash line over here. I'm surprised at how this shade overpowered that deep purple liner. You see that? This is pigmented. I do like you can still see a hint of the purple very close to my lash line, but under here, like this shade dominated. Wow. Enchanting with a clean brush. That's going to go on the lower lash line over here. We're going to take MAC's Paint Pot and Bougie, and that's going to go over here. And we're going to take Melt Cosmetics OK Boomer over here. And it's probably going to look crazy, but that's what this nation is about. We're going to do that and we'll be back. We're going to put on Lancome Sills Boost Mascara Primer, and we're going to put on Prime Lash 02 Brown on this eye, and we're going to put 01 Black on this eye. I'm still testing these out. We're going to do that, figure out a lip, and come back. We're not going to do any face paint stuff today. Wiping off some Tillamook. We're going to apply number 52 Dark Purple Sephora Collection Liquid Cream Lipstick. It dries down to a matte. This is the finished look for whatever numbers these are. We use this column for this eye and this column for this eye. What do I think about it? Y'all know I'm loving the lip. I am really liking that we used OK Boomer for here because it does just bring like a pop of light to the look without looking too unusual, other than it being a non-traditional liner color. But I think it adds like just the right amount of visual interest. I am amazed at how both of these shades overpowered that deep purple. Y'all saw how deep that purple was. These shades are pigmented. I am liking, for a subtle eyeliner for upper lash line, I do like Bougie. It is a dual chrome, and so depending on what I put it on, it doesn't show up much, but it is a subtle there, not there, is it there? And at certain angles, you still can see the double wing. Speaking of, I am liking that I went out of my comfort zone and did wings, which again was a request as far as the eyeshadow coming out. But I am liking Bougie. I do love it on its own too, just as a lid shade, because the color of it is just beautiful. And that could be another easy one and done look. And I think it would go well with this lip color. You will see me in a few seconds with more looks. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Me and this palette, we're going to be working. Whew. Hey YouTube, June 12th in the PM, cake batter chapstick. I found out something interesting today, and I noticed it when I did the look earlier today, but it has been confirmed. The Milk Hydro Grip Primer does not play well with the Fenty foundation. I think it's too tacky or something, because it's more difficult. I don't want to say more difficult to blend out, but it makes it dry down so much quicker, because for me, the Milk Hydro Grip Primer is a very tacky primer. And I noticed that it cakes under my eyes because it's hard to keep it blended properly. So those two don't play well together. And I used to only use the Fenty foundation with the Fenty primer, but the Fenty primer is empty, and actually I'm with the foundation too, so that's empty too. So anyway, we're going to jump into this look. These are looks 5 and 6. Heartwood. My eyes are primed with the Fenty eyeshadow primer, of course. I keep saying I'm going to try the YC one, or no, the other one I put to give away. I keep saying I'm going to try the YC one, but I'm just so used to grabbing the Fenty, and it is almost finished. And so I think when it's done, I'll try the YC one, and so that way if I like the YC one, I'll use that until it's used up. Otherwise, I'll keep gravitating toward the Fenty. We're using the tip of the brush to get our blend going. Amethyst. I just want to point out the blend on this. These shadows, oh my gosh. You see this? Do you see this? We're using the tip of this brush to get our blend going, the same as we did with the other eye. Firefly. We're going back with the brush that had heartfelt, but we're not adding any more to it. We're just going to sweep back and forth up here just to add that back into the transition area, just to bring it up a little bit more, because I took Firefly up too far. We're going to add a little bit more on the brush and feather inward. We're going to take Wings. We're going to bring it down into the inner corner. We're taking Whimsical. In case you haven't noticed, this column is this eye, And this column is going to be this eye. So again, this is Whimsical. And this is going to be Transition over here. And we're going to just lightly sweep it around. So we're going windshield wiper motions and around the outer corner. NYX Retractable Eyeliner in Aqua Green. This is going to go on lower lash line of both eyes. So we have our liner on. We did wing it out. Firefly, we're putting on this lower lash line. And Tree Frog, we're going to put on this lower lash line. This is the brush we used to place Tree Frog lower lash line, and we did bring it up higher. And without adding more on the brush, we're bringing it over here. So we're experimenting with graphic liner up top and not a whole bunch of stuff on the bottom. Should have had on my lab coat. Oh man. We're going to take Hardwood and we're going to press that close to the lower lash line over here. The brush we use for transition shade, we're not adding any more on the brush, but we're just going to sweep this under here. We're going to take Salem Cosmetics Fortune, and that's going to go on this side. Because this is so friggin' dark, we're just going to take a black. This is MAC's Paint Pot and Black Mirror. And we're going to put that on upper lash line on this eye. We're going to powder down the face with the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder and Truly Tawny. And we're going to take just a black mascara, MAC's Stack Mascara, and we're going to put that on, and then we'll come back and do a lip, or I'll figure a lip and then just come back and tell you what it is. Did you doubt that we were doing a black lip? Okay, so this is, oh my gosh, this is the finished look. This side, I'm loving what that topper shade, which is really just a regular shade, but topping it, I'm liking how that turned out. I'm liking the transition we use. I'm liking the double wing thing. This eye, this to me is giving me kind of punk rock, especially bringing the green up and around. And yeah, so I had to go with a black lip because this is dark. Like this I could have did a brown, but y'all know I like a dark lip. I'm loving how that purple blended out up here. This top edge, how it's looking pink. That's that dark purple shade. I love how these shadows blend out. I'm loving the double wings. So we have the green and then we have the black. As I was applying, oh, and that was MAC's Caviar, by the way. As I was applying the black MAC Stack Mascara, I thought I could have did, or that I should have did Squirt, which is green, because this would have looked nice over here, and it would have added to the funkiness, the punk rockish look, because we have the green underneath. And so that would have been a nice option. But then part of me thinks, because this is such a bright green, a lime green, I wonder if it would have been a tad too much. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that I made the choice that I did. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, because y'all know sometimes I cross the line into hashtag team too much. I wasn't liking how my under eye was looking. The Fenty foundation does not play well with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer because the textures are just so different. I wasn't liking how it was looking. This purple shade, because I was going back and forth, blending it, it did give me some fallout, the first shade we put down. And so I did put more foundation there from on my palette, and it just started looking very cakey under there. And even after I finished the face, well, the eye look, I was not liking how my under eye looked. And so I went into the Hourglass palette, excuse me for the glare, and I used this shade here, which is Radiant Light, to set under eye and to set my face. And then I went in with bronze, I'm sorry, golden bronze light, just in this area here and lightly across the 5 head and around here. And so that's the whole face for this look. You will see me in a few seconds for look number, what, 7 and 8? Oh my. Today is June 14th in the AM. This is Cotton Candy Chapstick, chose it at random. I know my face is looking a little ghastly. I know my eyebrows are on different continents. So just to let you know that I know. And whatever's going on with the face, we will fix it later. We're going to do looks 7 and 8. We're using these 3 shades here, this corner. So this is going to be similar to yesterday because we're using these 2 shades again. And for the look number 8, we're going to be using these 3. So we're using corners this time. Fenty eyebrow pencil as usual, Fenty eye primer on the lids, Milk Hydro Grip primer on face, and Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, and the shade is 4W1. That is everything on my face right now. We're going to go in with Amethyst. That's going to go all over the lid. Evergreen. That's going to go all over this lid. For easy one and done looks, this can be your look. If you wanted to go really dark, put this same shade lower lash line. Put this same shade lower lash line. Align your upper lash line. Put mascara on. This can be it. As long as your blend is the way you want it in this area up here. Easy one and done. Toadstool. This is going to go in our transition area. Well, actually, our brow bone. Bring it around. Tap it around here too. Heartwood. That's going to go outer corner on this side. I don't know if I want to take it all the way over or not. So we can have like one of those wingding things. Wingdings. Why do I always reference food? We're going to feather over because I took it over further than I wanted to. So we're going to do it intentionally. We're going to go back to the brush that had evergreen on it. And we're going to not add shadow on the brush right now. We're going to pull that over. I'm liking how this blend is turning out. Taking wings. And that's going to go, I'm thinking just on the center of the lid this time. Morning Dew. That's going to go transition up here. And we're going to lightly, oh, put that there. That's nice. Let me stop while I'm ahead. We're going to use two NYX retractable eyeliners. We're going to put aqua green under here, and we're going to put deep purple under here. This lid shade we're going to put under here, and the center shade we're going to put in the center. The lid shade here we're going to put underneath, and then maybe buff it out with the transition shade. For our upper lash line for both eyes, we're going to put on MAC's Paint Pot and Contemplative State. Yay me, because I always call it contemplative. It is called Contemplative State. So we're going to do that on upper lash line for both eyes. Mascara. MAC Stack Mascaras. This is Viva Violet. This one is Squirt. I think this is a little loud for this look, but we're going to do it. And we'll be back and figure out a lip. And I'm going to do something with the face, and I'll let you know what I put on when we get back. This is the finished look. It took me like 3 minutes to figure out this lip, and I don't even like it with the look. I do think it goes with both of them, though, so I don't know. Truth be told, I would wear this out this way with two different eye looks on because I think they are both bomb. What I did do, I know I mentioned I was going to take this transition shade and buff out under here. I also used the brush for this transition shade and I buffed under here. The only other thing I did not mention was I am trying out the Prime Prometics, their eyeliners. Their website says they're specifically for your waterline and also, of course, upper and lower lash line. So I was curious to see, because there's only a few brands of eyeliners I can use on my inner rims without irritation. So I put this on after everything was done, just in case I had a bad reaction. My eyes are a little tingly, but it may be because I just put it on or from being bugged out like this putting it on. I'm not sure. So this is on my lower and my upper rims. And the lip we have on is Dose of Colors from the Nima Tang set, and this is Chocolate Wasted. I am digging this look. I am digging doing the wing shadow. My wings are different from Contemplative State, which is okay because it's two different eye looks. However, if I was wearing this out, I would have made this side longer to match this side, even though I like how this one looks better. But we're just here at home playing with our faces. Yeah, so you'll see me in a few moments with look number 9 and look number 10. Today is June 15th. This is Holiday Cocoa Chapstick. On my face we have the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. We have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup 4W1. We used a bunch of let me back up. Set the face with the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder. The shade is Truly Tawny. We used shades from the Elephant palette, one from the Tiger palette, and we also used Radiant Light, also from Hourglass. We did prime the eyes with the Fenty eyeshadow primer. Today is look number 9. We're going to use the top row, and look number 10, we're going to use the middle row. So let's get into it. Mushroom, that's going to go on the first half of the lid. We're going to start blending right here with that same brush. Timberland on the second half of the lid. We're going to do some blending up here. Enchanting, that's going to go on the first half of the lid over here. Wings is going to go on the second half of the lid. As much as we've been using wings over the last few looks, how did I forget it was a duochrome? So I should maybe have put that inside, but I don't know, because when it's purple or blue, it's deeper than the pink. But then when you see the pink first, I don't know. Let me know if you like how this is looking. Dusk, this shade here, this is going to go on the center of our lid. We're going to feather inward here, and we're going to feather inward over here. This is new for me, and I am here for it. I'm going to just lightly feather here just to blend, but actually I'm going to take the brush that had Timberland on it, not adding any shadow to it, and we're going to feather inward because I don't want to take Dusk further out. I want to kind of keep that in the center. Whimsical, first half transition area. Tree Frog, this is going to go on the outer transition brow bone area. I forgot how deep this was. Uh-oh. I have officially ruined this look. Yeah, that's no, 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 no. We're going to take Whimsical on a fluffy brush, and we're going to see if we can tone that down. I thought it was going to play off of over here, but it's a lot brighter. So that was my mistake. Of course, who else's mistake would it be? You're the one doing your face, girl. Troll, please. This is hideous. I was doing so well with the lid. We're going to take Timberland again. We are doubling down here. And I'm going to put this up here. We're going to go back into Dusk, and we're going to put that here. We're going to salvage this look. That's what we do here. We don't scrap looks here. We double down, triple down, quadruple down in the hopes that we can make it work. And if it doesn't, then we know it just ain't gonna work. But we're not going to give up easily. This is definitely a lab coat look. Now that we have that there, we're going to go back in with Timberland and put this on the outer corner again. We're going to go back with the brush and Whimsical, and we're going to put that here. We're going to go back with the brush with Mushroom, and we're going to put some more of that back. Ooh, yeah, okay. That's all we're going to do with that, and we're going to take a clean brush, and we're just going to blend right here. We're going to go into Whimsical, and we're going to put that right here. We're going to go back to the brush that had Dusk on it, not adding any more right now, but we're overlapping the first shade, this shade right here. This is hideous. It is not to be saved. This is more of Dusk. We're going to take Moth. That's going to go transition brow bone over here. NYX Retractable Eyeliner Golden Olive over here, and NYX Retractable Eyeliner Aqua Green over here. We're going to take Timberland. That's going to go lower lash line over here. We're going to take Firefly, lower lash line over here. We're going to take Morning Dew, and we're going to use that to just buff under here. We're going to take a brown retractable eyeliner to put on our lower waterline. We're also putting it on our upper waterline. Since this eye is completely busted, we're just going to go for it. We're going to take Salem Cosmetics Couture for upper lash line on both sides. I'm kind of hoping this will tie in to Dusk, that center shade, but I really don't know. And I don't even think I'll do a reel or a short for this look because I'm not liking this at all. It was fine until I put that green on the second half of the transition area, and that for me is when it just went to the far left. And we did try to fix it, and it was not to be fixed. At least we can say now we know, don't put that green there. So when things happen and they don't turn out nice, or when they turn out completely busted, which it was, I am not in denial. It's always a lesson to learn. That shade is just too dark to put in that area. Maybe if we would have did it like a previous look, how we did the liner up and then just over, but not taking that shadow all the way like we did. I'm liking the liner with this look. It's also one of those looks I think that might grow on me like the more I look at it. Have you ever seen something so ugly that the more you looked at it, it started to look nice because you started to realize how different it was than anything else that you've seen? So then it was like, you know, it's not that bad. Or maybe just getting used to how it looks. I'm not sure. But let me know your thoughts on this look over here. And my feelings are not easily hurt. I've already said it's busted. So if you agree it's busted, feel free to say, yeah, you're right, it's busted. Like, seriously, I am definitely okay with that. I'm always surprised when I talk through doing my wings now, but I am digging still the double wing thing. From a distance, it looks okay, but when you get close, it's like, oh, what the fuck? That wasn't it. I'm going to do my brows. Fenty brow pencil, of course. We're going to take Fenty's Hella Thick Black Mascara for top and bottom lashes. Wiping off some chapstick. We're going to take Salem Cosmetics Beauty Boss Gloss. The shade is in the black. And this is what it looks like. This is the finished look. Straight on, I think this is okay. But then when you turn, that's when the funkiness comes out. Of course, I like the triple wing because we have the green here and then, what shade is that? Couture there, and then you have the lid shades up here. So I'm definitely liking that. I am liking the triple wing on this side as well. You have your shadow, then Couture, and then you have the green, and they are distinct. It was different doing my brows last. I don't know why today I decided to do that. This look is basic, it's nice. The green gives it a pop, so this is an easy look. This side, y'all saw what happened, and I doubled down, and because I was just refusing to give up. It's not the most hideous thing I've ever done. I do think the liner and the mascara helped. I do really believe this is one of those looks where if I did wear false lashes, especially fluffy up to my eyebrows, I think that would make this look good because you wouldn't see it because it would be hiding behind the lashes. And so in that sense, I do think the liner and the mascara helped. And Hella Thick mascara is hella thick. Would I do this look again? No. Am I glad we had the experience? Yes. And I am still going to do a reel / YouTube short because I really want y'all to know it is okay. If a look doesn't come out the way we want it to, it is okay. And there was a few moments, I'm not going to lie, there were quite a few moments when I thought to just end the video, wash my face off, and just start again later today or tomorrow with that same row and tweaking it without this green up top. And then I said, you know what? No. We work through stuff here. And if it doesn't come out right, we learn from it. And we did learn not to put that green up here in the transition area. That's what we learned. That's the shade just for outer corner or for lower lash line. And that was, I believe, Tree Frog. Yes, that was Tree Frog. This is not a transition shade. So that's what we learned. And when things happen that you would rather not, learn from it. It is okay to mess up. It's okay to have a busted look. It's okay to double down if you have the time and energy to do so, because it may have turned out nice. I've doubled down before and the look did come out really nice, and I did go back and forth a lot because I was really trying to make it work. You saw the process. So is it the most hideous? No. Would I do it again? No. Am I glad I did it? Yes, because it was a learning experience. I do like the lid though before I started with Tree Frog in the transition, because it was sort of looking like a pride look. We have the purple, it's not purple, we have that bright pink, and then with dusk in the middle, and with whatever that outer corner shade was, which was Timberland. That I think was a really nice look. That part I would definitely do again, and I would probably even still put Whimsical, this shade here, just as transition all the way over. And even though I did wing out the shadow, once I did my brows, it wasn't noticeable. And so I think I'll continue to do my brows first, because then I would have still winged out Whimsical, this shade here. But I'm definitely liking how we did make the first shade and Whimsical work by putting dusk in the middle. So if you have two shades and you're like, that's not going to go, or it's going to turn muddy, putting a shimmer or metallic in the center, it may make it okay. And it did look okay. I thought it looked really nice, and then yeah, I messed it up. But this is what we have. Let me know seriously your thoughts. You can say, yeah, it's completely busted. That is fine, because I've said it myself, so I'm not in denial. But again, just learning from it. And there are aspects I like. I like the lid itself. I like the triple wing. I like the lower lash line. And so that's the thing. When something comes out the way you don't want, take aspects of it that you like and do that again. The part you don't like, you have learned not to do that again. So you learn two things: what to do again and what not to do again. And that's why I continued the video, to let you know it is okay. If you mess up, you make mistakes, just learn from it and try not to just be quick to scrap a look. You know what I mean? Because you can learn something from it, other than, oh, I just quit and gave up and started over. If you continue to just start over, what will you learn? So that's something to think about, just in life in general. And anyway, you will see me in a few seconds with number 11 and 12. And I do think those will be the last ones. Oh Lord, it's not. We actually have, we actually have 4 more looks to do. But as I'm looking at my notes here, at this point we've used every shade. I need to add up how many times we've used every shade. The bottom row is back to Amethyst and Toadstool and Heartwood. And so we're using a lot of the same shades, just in different combinations. And so we'll see how many we do. I'll see how long this video is in total. Without this clip, it's only like 20 minutes, which is not long for all the looks we did, which is quick because one on each eye. And I wasn't talking as much as I'm talking right now. So I'm going to go for now. And thank you for being here with me to watch this. And you will see me in a few seconds. Today is June 16th, and this is Pumpkin Pie Chapstick. We're going to be doing looks 11 and 12, and we are working in diagonals today. Let's jump into it. Heartwood all over the lid and into the transition area. Tree Frog all over the lid and into the transition area. Enchanting, this is going to go on the lid over here. Twilight, that's going to go on the lid over here. Heartwood, that's going to go lower lash line close to our lower lash line. Dusk, that's going to go lower lash line under here also, a thicker line than Heartwood. We are bringing it up a little bit on the outer corner area. Moth, this is going to go brow bone area on this side, and we're also using the tip of the brush just to blend a little bit here in this corner. Twilight on our lower lash line. We're going to put on MAC's Paint Pot in Black Mirror for our upper lash line. For both eyes, Lancome Styles Boost Mascara Primer, upper and bottom lashes, MAC Stack Mascara in black, upper and bottom lashes. We're going to use the Tiger palette, put on some powders, and also the Dim Light Hourglass powder for all over. This has me looking like I've been sitting out in the sun, and yes, I did realize it, trying something new. And we're also going to take the Radiant Light, excuse me, and put that under the eyes, and then I'll figure out a lip and we will come back. This is our finished look. We went in 2 diagonals. We used these 3 for this eye, and we used these 3 shades here for this look. So that is what we did today. What had me looking toasty was the Pat McGrath M18 foundation, the M18 concealer. The under eye powder we used was medium. I did buy the system, so the shades were chosen for me, and M3 for the powder. This is what had me look super toasty. This is too dark for me. What saved it was the Hourglass and Dim Light, which is what we put on after we finished everything else. I did put Radiant Light for my under eye area, and I think that turned out nice. And I started to do bronzer, and then I'm like, I'm already bronzed enough, so I didn't put a lot there. But we used a blush and a highlighter from the Tiger palette, these 2 right here. And you saw, I showed you what the lip was. Brows, Fenty brow pencil. We didn't do any gel liners for lower lash line or inner rims. And so this is it. So this is looks number 11 and 12. And we will be back with something else in a few seconds. I do have my face done. I'm still experimenting with something new. So I'm trying to work it. In one of the clips, I was very bronze, baked, and toasted. And so I did that again, but I just kind of altered how I did some of the powders. And so I'm thinking it's working, I'm not sure. And I'm not liking these shadows that are happening in the video. Anyway, I have a full face on. I'm not going to do a cheek situation. I don't have any contour, blush, or highlight on, and I'm not going to. I'm going to prime my eyes with the Fenty primer. This is the Fenty brow, of course, Pat McGrath face stuff, and also Hourglass face stuff, and the Milk Hydro Grip primer. So that's everything on my face. You saw me apply the chapstick. I'm going to prime my lids, and we are going to jump into look number 13. Taking Evergreen. This is going to go innermost and outermost corners. Amethyst. That's going to go on the inside of the inner and outer lids. Twilight. This is going to go on the center of the lid. We're starting at the top with the tip of the brush, and we're blending our way down to the lash line. We did feather lightly where these meet and here. Toadstool. This is going to go under our brow bone, and we're going to sweep some around the outer corner. NYX Retractable Eyeliner in Gold, we're going to put on lower lash line. NYX Retractable Eyeliner in Aqua Green, we're going to put on our upper and lower inner rims. Twilight, that's going to go on our lower lash line. We are going to bring some of that just right here, very lightly. Heartwood, the last one, because this look was with the bottom row. We're going to take this and we're going to stamp it as close to the lash line as we can get. The brush we use for our brow bone shade, not adding any additional color on the brush, we're just going to buff this out underneath. Did you really think we weren't going to end with my signature black lip? So for upper lash line, we used Inglot, what does it say? AMC eyeliner, gel eyeliner number 79. This is red, and we did our little double wing thing, which doesn't show up much because of this is pink, excuse me, so it doesn't show up much against the red. For lashes, top and bottom lashes, the Lancome Styles Boost mascara base and the MAC Stack mascara in black. This is MAC's Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color in Caviar. It is the black one. So this is the finished look. So what do I think? I think this palette needs a nap. I thought this look was going to come out busted. I really like it though. I really enjoyed this palette. I really enjoy how what they're calling glitters, which are very creamy. I'm enjoying how they layer over other shadows. If you're not careful though, that color will overtake the matte you put it on top of. Like these shades here are intense. You've seen from the looks when I layered them, it just overtook. And for some of them, you still saw a hint of the base shade underneath. But for some, the first few looks, I was just like, okay, well, this is completely just overtaking what I was trying to do. Only one look I thought was hella busted. I tried to fix it. It wasn't to be fixed. But then it's one of those things where the longer I looked at it, I don't know whether I started to like it or if I just got used to it. But it wasn't the worst thing I've ever done. Definitely not the best, but definitely not the worst. I enjoy this palette. You've seen how all of the shades work. You've seen how the mattes work on their own. You've seen how the glitters, the shimmery shades worked on their own. And you also saw how they work layered over top of other shadows and what those shades turn into when you do layer them. This is a fun palette. I don't know if I'll use it again soon because this video was actually 11 looks and I did 2 previously. So 13 looks so far we've done with this palette. And I am ready to move on, but I am glad for this suggestion, for this request. And I do appreciate you, Sandy, for suggesting it because I wouldn't have thought to do all those combinations of colors that I did. And I am finally getting used to layering shimmers, metallics, creamy glitters over top of matte shades. And so I was really thankful to be taken out of my comfort zone to do that. And I am liking it. I'm liking seeing what the color turns into. And also the few where I winged out the eyeshadow, which is something else that she had requested that I do. It was new for me and I like it. I do have to make a conscious effort to do it because I tend to just go round because my eye shape is rounded. But when I do it, when I make a conscious effort to do it, I really like how it turns out. And so, yeah, your request will help me. You'll see exactly what you want to see. Whether the look turns out nice or not, that's another story. But if you want something specific, you know, just go ahead and join and let's just get jiggy with it. You know, take me out of my comfort zone. You know, help me try new things and also to give you guys inspiration on what to do or different color combinations. And you don't necessarily need this palette. If you have similar shades, just go for it. If you want to try and do a spotlight look like this, okay, a dark green, what we use? This and then this one, and this is in the center. So if you have shades similar to this and that, go for it. This is easy transition for me because it's there but not there. And I wasn't sure what to do with this, and so I put it on lower lash line and then, you know, put this on it too. And so you see what I mean about how this overtook that brown. That brown is dark, but this overtakes it. And, well, we did put that first though. But also, if you do decide to join, if you don't want me to shout you out, feel free to say that because I know some of you prefer to just kind of be low key and in the background and to be anonymous. The only thing is there will be a badge next to your name. So if people read the comments, they will know that you are one of the members of the channel. So if you want to remain anonymous, you won't be 100% anonymous. But if you don't want me to shout you out or link your channel, I will be happy to do that. And I will double check with you when you submit requests if you want me to put your links down below or not. And also shout out to Denise, NeCW Beauty. She was the next person to join. And we've done a few collabs. And you can find those collabs in my collab playlist. And I will link her below. Did I just say that? Can y'all tell I'm excited and tired at the same time? But thank you for that, Denise. And I'm looking forward to hear what she's going to want me to do. Whew. So that will be it for this video. That will be it for a while with the Salem Cosmetics Forest Heart Palette. I have really enjoyed using this. Everything just works very well. And the color story is funky, but we like funky here. I mean, we got some nice, you know, cute looks, and then we got some troll looks, troll being a good thing, of course. But this is a very pleasant palette, and it did surprise me all of the different looks that I was able to come up with, all the different combinations. And so that's because of Sandy, and I appreciate it, because I wouldn't have thought to do the majority of these looks that I did. Like, seriously, I wouldn't have. And so thank you, and thank all of you for watching. Let me know what you think along the way as you have looked through the video. Like, what were you thinking? Was Troll crazy, or did it come together nicely, the finished looks? And I do apologize, like some of the looks were super quick because I didn't want this video to be super long, because y'all know I can take, 25 minutes to do an eye look, and I didn't want this video to be like 3 hours long. And so that is going to be it. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you watching. If you're still here, go ahead and click like. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. While you're clicking, click to share this video, click to leave a comment. I do reply back to everyone. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thanks again, and you will see me soon.